Daniel and Sam and Maribel are ready, we're going to go ahead and get started. Daniel. Everyone, thank you so much for coming this evening. We really appreciate you reading the information that we gave you and deciding to come to the town hall this meeting. My name is Kim Turner. I'm with the City of Universal City, and we have Mark and Chris, and they're here with Frontier Waste Solutions. So we're just going to generally talk about the new trash service that starts on August 3rd, and to give you the details. When we get to the end, we're going to go ahead and take questions. If it's something in particular just for your household, maybe save your question for afterward, and the three of us will be around and we'll answer your question individually. Just a few housekeeping things. If you need to use the restroom, we do have them. You can go out either of the doors and they're that direction. Because we are recording, if you start whispering to your neighbor, we may not hear it, but everybody that's going to be hearing the recording will probably hear it. So I'll just give you that note right away. Looks like some of you are on date nights too, so we really appreciate you using this as your date night in Universal City. Also the same for rustling of papers. We can hear that on the recording as well. So we're going to have this meeting again. It's going to be on July 1st at 6:30 in this same room. Absolutely the same information. You do not need to come to that meeting. If you know somebody that says, oh, I missed both of the meetings, no worries. If you wouldn't mind letting them know that they can go to our Facebook page or our UCTV off of our website, and we're going to record this and have this meeting up for those who couldn't make it there this evening. You have on your chairs some flyers and magnets. The flyer is going to cover a lot of the information that we went over this evening. Feel free to take it home with you. We have plenty of spares if you want to grab one for your neighbors or the people who live down your street from you or friends that you have in the city. And the magnets for you, we have extra of those as well. That is, if something goes wrong during your period of trash service with Frontier Waste Solutions, you have the magnet to remind you the number that you can call. You'll see, and we've had it on all the screens since you walked in, there is an app that you can use on your phone. You can download it now and have it ready, turn on the notifications, and when it goes live for you to put in your address and find out all of the information and get notifications for your household, it will beep you and let you know when it's live. So I did it today. It took me less than 15 seconds to download it, so I would suggest you try it. Generally with trash business, we are running the business with our current provider, and then we're going to be changing the business with our new provider. So we just ask that you give us at least 30 days grace period while we work out a lot of the kinks that may happen in either a section of town or individual households. But we promise we'll circle around and make everything right for you, and after about 30 days we should have some pretty smooth sailing going on. So I think I've covered all of the announcements. I'm looking at Kathy and she's saying yes, thumbs up, we can go ahead and get started. So Chris and I have already practiced this. We recorded this earlier just to make sure that we had all the questions that we thought you would ask as residents that you needed to know about your trash service. So I'm going to be asking some questions and giving them the opportunity to answer as your waste service provider. So Chris, I know one of the things that we've talked about is the information that we're pushing out. So they've had their gateway, they've had 1 or 2 postcards. What's coming up?
You'll likely be getting, so we have 4 postcards planned leading up to the start of service. You have your app, hopefully, if you've downloaded it tonight. If not, please download it. You'll also be seeing a number of videos that the city is going to be releasing. And then when it comes to the actual cart deployment, we are going, when you get your brand spanking new carts, you're going to have a clear bag with a similar bifold or trifold brochure with all the information similar to this, and then also have your service days listed there. So when you get your new carts, all that information will be there. So.
And it's quite likely that the cart service is going to start when?
Cart service meaning...
changing out of the carts.
Okay, so as I'm going to do a little caveat here. So when Kim said we practiced this, that was not live. So for y'all, so if we get it wrong, sorry, we're going to try to rinse it. I'm not used to doing stuff like this, so please bear with us. But August 3rd is your start date of new service, but when it comes to transitioning, changing out of your current provider's trash carts, the carts that you have at your home, at your residence now, we'll be working with them and a contractor that we're going to be using. We're both using the same, and you'll be seeing that happen the week of July 13th. That is the Monday, July 13th.
And when he says the week of, because as you can imagine, we have 6,700 households in Universal City that are going to get trash cans picked up and new trash cans put down. So it's going to be the week of July 13th. If at the end of that week you haven't gotten it, we know, and we'll start again the next week until we get the entire city done. So it will take us a bit of time to get all of those picked up. If you happen to be on vacation or you don't always set out your trash, Chris, what happens if we miss them?
We'll get on out. Our crews will know that that card is not out. They're going to notate it, and we'll make sure that we follow up with you, either through the city or just come and knock on your door and try and work out that card removal. What I might mention is with that, it might create some questions or concerns of what do I do with this new card if you're not starting until August 3rd. We're working with the current provider, Waste Management. When we deliver our cards out, they'll be removing theirs roughly around the same period of time. Might be an hour difference, but hopefully you will not be left without a card for a whole day. With that, you start using the Frontier card. You just place it out on your current service day as normal, as if you're doing it with Waste Management. We've worked with them and we've granted them the authority to service your homes with our cards until our trucks start in August 3rd. So use our cards as you normally would until August 3rd.
So regardless of whose cards are out during the transition period, the trash is going to get picked up.
It's going to get picked up. So if you get, I know some folks work from home or some folks are retired or anyone, or you see your neighbor and you see, what's going on here? I see a Frontier, or I see a Waste Management truck picking up a Frontier can. It's okay, we know about it. That's the way it's supposed to be. We want to make sure collectively with Waste Management that you're getting serviced and you're not left without your trash disappearing for those weeks until we start.
So there's something a little bit different between Waste Management cards and Frontier cards, and that is the color of the lids. So talk about the color of your lids and which color is for which service.
Okay, so we're both green in a sense, all right? So we have green bodies. The larger part of the body is going to be green. The yellow lid for a green body with the yellow lid is going to be your trash. And currently, I think with Waste Management, that's your recycle,
Yes.
right? I know that might create some confusion, but we're hoping that will be fixed by two things we're doing for you. So we're putting a giant sticker on the top that says recycling. So even if you're a little confused on the color scheme, just look at it, read it, can't miss that big bold letter, right? But then also, what I think is kind of neat is your recycling. When you think of recycling in your office space or anywhere, you think of that little blue bin that's there. Everyone thinks of recycling blue. That's what we're doing for you right now. So it's going to be green body, blue lid for recycling. We're going to call it Universal City Blue, right? So you think of Universal City, your color schemes, everything here, that's recycling. And so, again, green body, yellow lid will be trash for Frontier. Green body, blue lid will be recycled.
Are all of the cards going to be the same size?
Yes.
Okay. And how do we know about setting the cards out? When do they need to be out? How do they need to be set out? Things of that nature.
Same information same process that you're following now. Wheels to your home, on your curb, out there, leave some space between cars, any other objects that we don't want to damage and you don't want damage, right? Create some space so we can make sure that our grappling arms with our assisted side load trucks are able to reach out, grab that, place it down in a safe place.
So if I am a resident, let's say I want to keep my Waste Management cards so that I can use them when Frontier comes by later, is that allowed?
No. You can work that out with Waste Management if you want, use it in your backyard or something, but we will only be servicing Frontier cards when we start services.
On August 3rd.
On August 3rd.
So what kind of service are they getting? Currently, we have twice a week trash and once a week recycling, and then we have bulk and brush pickup 4 times a year. Is that going to stay the same, or is there going to be a change with that?
There will be a change in services, and I think it's going to be a good change. And so, if y'all don't mind, I'm going to briefly introduce my boss. So, he's our regional vice president for Frontier. It's Mark Chapin, and he can cover that a little bit.
Yep. So, the service, like Kim's saying, is twice a week trash, and recycling once a week, and then bulk once a week as well. So, the way that we are setting it up is you'll have Monday, Thursday trash, and or Tuesday, Friday trash, depending upon where you live within the city. All recycling will be picked up on your first day of trash service. So either Monday or Tuesday, depending upon where you live within the community. I wanted to make it as simple as possible so that way you guys know, hey, on the first day of service, my recycling needs to go out as well. Bulk will be split up between the 4 days of service. So if you're a Monday customer, typically your bulk day will be on that Monday. Some Monday services will go to that Thursday, for Monday, Thursday. But it'll all happen Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday, depending upon where you live.
So that might sound a little confusing, but at what we're proud of here with this agreement that the council voted on is that you're actually going to, for us, we think it's a better service, a more efficient service. Right now, you currently have, how many times a year are you collecting on bulk?
Bulk and brush 4 times a year.
4 times a year. And then you have your
Spring and fall
cleanup. So if you don't have a truck or, I know folks are having mobility issues, how hard is it to load up your stuff in the truck or the back of a car and drive it somewhere? We're coming to you, and we're coming often. And that's one of the best things about this new agreement. And I'm not saying this just because we got the mayor here, but I applaud the council for doing that because they thought about how important it was to make it more efficient and easier for you to have access to the services that the city wants you to have access to.
So when they're talking about the bulk and the brush pickup, that's when we're talking about your leaves, your yard waste, maybe you have some items in your house that you would like to get rid of, an old blender, things of that nature. You finally decided to clean out your garage. And you finished, please come to my house because I can use some help as well. So you're going to be able to put that out every week, and it's going to get picked up every week. The goal is when Friday afternoon at 5 or 6 o'clock hits in Universal City, we want to see no trash cans and no bulk or waste out in the city, right? Because people are trying to sell their homes, or they have guests coming over, or it's the holidays, and people don't want to see that sitting out all the time and saving it up for the 4 times a year. So you will get that service every week. Now, it is limited in size, and it is 4 cubic yards. So Chris and I have had this conversation. How do you define 4 cubic yards?
So the way I would define it is think of an old Volkswagen Bug, about that size, or the back of just your general pickup truck bed, something like that.
Yes, and so I define it as a refrigerator because that's where I seem to spend most of my time. So if you look at your refrigerator, it's approximately 4 cubic yards. So if you laid it down on its side, it's this, and that's 4 cubic yards. And you can put that out every week. Now, if you happen to live in one of the areas where you have rear alley pickup, and you'll know who you are, paved rear alley pickup, you cannot put your bulk in the back because the truck cannot pick it up. Your bulk will have to go to curbside, which I'll also reiterate. If you have a paved alley and you currently have trash service in your paved alley, your trash service will stay in your paved alley. Your bulk and your brush will remain in the front.
That's correct. One thing, and I hope I'm not getting ahead, if you have your brochures, if you don't mind turning it over to the back, there is an area for household hazardous waste. We want, since we're on the topic of bulk and brush, I want to make sure that we understand the differentiation of which you can put out there and which you can't. And I think you already have access to that right now with your current service provider, a similar style of service. But we want to highlight that for you guys because that's something we're doing, something we're proud of as well with all of our partner cities like Universal City. So we don't, not that we don't want to see, actually we don't want to see batteries in your trash or your bulk. They can literally start a truck fire. We've had brand new trucks that we've deployed and they're off the street, a week later because We found some batteries and some of these items in here. So what I don't want y'all to feel is that you don't have an option to get rid of those items. So we have a service, Household Hazardous Waste Solutions is a company that we work with and you have access to. Each month you can get rid of as much of this stuff as you want. And all those items are there. We're talking paint, household cleaners, pool cleaners. Practically the only thing that we won't take is ammunition and things like that. We'll take gasoline, any kind of accelerants. We want to make sure that you have a safe way to dispose of those. They're not going to a landfill because they actually cannot go to a landfill due to regulatory requirements. And then also it keeps our driver and our trucks safe and not being exploded, right? So or on fire. So each month you can sign on to this website that's listed, or I believe it's listed there. If not, it's Household Hazardous Waste Solutions. We'll put more information out on it. You go online, enter your address, a little bit of information of what you have, and we'll come by and pick it up once in a while. And you can put quite a bit out there. And when we say quite a bit, I almost mean unlimited, unless you're running an operation out of your business out of your house, where you're telling everybody from Bear County and the surrounding counties to bring your TVs over, and you're charging them for it, right? We'll catch it. But if that list is not exhaustive, ask us questions on it. I had somebody in one of our neighboring communities ask us, when you take an old giant tube TV, big box, not flat screen, and like that. Yeah, I don't even know what they're called. But yeah, we'll take it. So we'll bring the truck, bring the box truck, and roll it on in there, and we'll get rid of it for you. So great options.
And what I like to remind people when they're putting out their bulk and their brush is you have to remember that you're putting your stuff out, but there's also a human that's picking it up. And if you can't pick it up by yourself and get it out there, most likely they cannot pick it up either. I know they probably come with some equipment and maybe every now and then more people, but keep that in mind that there is a human on the other side who is picking all that stuff up by hand and has to get it in the truck. So when you're putting out your things, just keep weight and size and maneuverability in mind as well.
Yeah, and I will say, just from a company standpoint, safety is our number one priority at Frontier. So if there is a situation where our driver or helper cannot service your home, we will follow up with you to the best of our ability. We'll also let the city know as well, and we'll explain why we can't service it and find a solution in partnering with y'all to make sure that we can pick it up in a safe manner. Because the last thing that I want is one of our employees getting hurt, severely hurt, or worst case, potentially having a fatal accident because of, trying to serve something that wasn't safe. So we will always find a solution for y'all, and we highly recommend that you guys reach out if you have questions on any type of material that you need to put out for service.
Well, there's special rules on a few items, so let's talk about tires and refrigerators.
Right, so refrigerators have Freon in there. That's not something that the TCEQ, the Texas Regulatory Agency, that we work with, they won't allow in landfill, unless the refrigerant Freon, the Freon for the refrigerator is removed. So you have to do that with a technician. I'm sure we can help you guys find a list of folks that can do that. Reach out to them, they'll tag it. And then when it's at the curb, we know it's tagged, usually a yellow tag, and we'll know that it's been officially removed, safely removed, and then we can take that material. And now when it comes to tires are another item that cannot go into a landfill per se, in general like that. There are specific ways that they can go to a landfill. They need to be shredded or cut up in certain ways. You don't have the ability to do it at your home, unless you do have some great machine. I'd love to come and rent it from you. But most tire shops have that, and they also have a means to dispose of those tires and recycle them. So I would just suggest reaching out to a local tire shop and try and see if you can, make sure you pass those on. Because last thing we want is for it to end out at the curb, and then there's this kind of game between all of us. What do I do with this? So we'll help you find an option.
Every now and there's an unusual circumstance. Maybe someone passed away or someone vacated a rental house and everything they own gets moved to the curb. It's huge. what does a resident do in that particular case?
Sure. If you have some patience, you can certainly wait it out over that certainly a couple of weeks of time, because you have a 4 cubic yard. We don't like to call it a, what was the word? I don't like to call it 4 cubic yard limitation. It's an allowance, right? You have an allowance of 4 cubic yards each week. Now, if you want to wait to spread it out over several weeks, by all means. But if you don't feel that you can wait, this agreement has a option for you to contact us, and we'll come out for a special accommodation scenario where we can come out, assess the material, and let you know how much is it going to charge for an out-of-cycle collection of that, and then we'll make sure it's removed. The last thing you want for anyone in this room or anyone in your community is to not have an option. That's the worst thing for me to see is, what do I do? I don't want you all to have to call the city. I don't want you to have to feel helpless. We want to make sure that there's an option there, and I'm proud that the city asked for that, because it's certainly something that will happen. We see it often. Not every community is blessed to have once a week bolt and brush like you all, so that's an option that we provide elsewhere, but you all have it just in case. If you don't want to wait till the next week, we can come on out.
Now, some family households are quite large, and maybe even with the twice a week trash pickup, they're overflowing. What are some of their options?
Sure. So similar to your current service provider and the services you have now, if you'd like to go ahead and get an extra recycle cart or trash cart, you just need to reach out to the city utility department.
Yes.
And you request them to increase your services, to add a new cart or an extra cart. There's a nominal fee for that. I don't know it off the top of my head, but I'm sure the folks in the utility department will let you know. So yeah, you can do that.
So it's been in the past when somebody's had an issue with their service or a missed cart or a broken cart or something of that nature, they have called the utility billing office here at City Hall. Is that going to be the case moving forward?
What I would, in a perfect world, I'd like y'all to call us for everything. So I know that you know City Hall's number. I know you live in the community, and it's easy for you to walk into the offices and reach out and ask questions. Whether you know a council member, you know Kim, or you live on Kim Street, you want to go knock on her door and ask her to help you out. What I would, if you can, please remember the number that's on the postcard or on the brochure and on your magnet. Please call us. So what I would like to say is pretty much for anything minus a billing question or to increase your services, call us. Your services, for whatever reason, we didn't pick up your cart. Maybe, I'm not saying you put it out too late, but for whatever happened, maybe someone parked in front of your cart, anything like that, call us. If your brush, there's something left out in your brush, your bolt, we didn't get everything, call us. If there's a complaint about services, maybe it sounded like our driver was flying down the street, it's just a loud truck, still call us. We'll take that information, and we want to work with you. So we'll handle just about everything we can, for the exception of billing info, because we're not the one billing for your residential services. The city is. We're going to do our best to do some courtesy information, maybe transfer you over to the city, but whatever you can, whatever questions you have, we want to be the ones to address it. We all know that game, phone tag, and you're passing information around. By the time it starts here with me and him and gets to the back, it might be the story's completely different. We want to hear it straight from you. We can't fix what we don't know about, so if you can call us at that number, happy to take care of it.
And if they post their concern on Facebook, on the city's Facebook page, will you know about it?
Maybe. I mean, Mark likes to look at Facebook a lot, so I'm sure I'll find it.
No, we will not. We don't always monitor our Facebook page, so do please call the number and not post it on Facebook page. One item that we didn't cover in trash is medical waste. Periodically, you have people, who are diabetics, or they have medications, or they need to get rid of, or whatever the case might be. What are the options for medical waste?
Yeah, so it's a nuanced one. I would just say, if you have any questions on that, Household Hazardous Waste Solutions, the company we work with, is good. What I do know, based on regulations, like let's just say you have any syringes or anything like that, it doesn't necessarily have to go through Household Hazardous Waste collection, as long as you're putting it in a container, like a Gatorade bottle or a water bottle, closing that up and taping the top. Because at the end of the day, our folks, even though we do have an assisted side load truck that's grappling, we're not actually out there throwing trash by hand most days. There are times when we may have to do it, and the last thing we want is for any of our folks to get poked anything like that. So whatever you can do to do that and conceal those items safely, that'd be helpful.
Let's talk about holidays. In the contract, we have that there are 3 holidays, New Year's, Thanksgiving, Christmas Day. And as we all know, if you're on that rotation, it may happen on a Thursday, or a Monday. So that, for that time period, there's a lot of households that miss trash, and in this case, it might be trash and recycling. How are you guys going to handle holidays?
So just those holidays, and we're going to push everything back one day. So hopefully that makes sense. And I don't want to make it too confusing. If you're, what was the trash days that we?
Monday, Thursday, Tuesday, Friday.
So just scoots a day, that's it. We're going to get it, I promise.
So we're not going to miss any holiday pickup.
Correct. And that'll be in the app too, if you guys download it. So you'll have that information. So when those events do happen, that new service day just for that week will show up in the app.
And we'll get it out on Facebook and Gateway and things of that nature, but really the app is the quickest way to get a hold of customer service, to put a complaint in, or log a concern, or talk about a missed or broken cart on the app, because it goes directly to your customer service.
That's correct. One thing I'd like to mention about the app is that, like kind of how Kim mentioned on social media, it's real easy, and we all do it. You can call a friend, hey, what the heck's going on over here? Or you want to jump online and say something, reach out to us, or look at the app. If you have questions, start there, right? Let's just say there's an inclement weather day and there's a flood on the north side of town or the landfill that our trucks are waiting there trying to get onto the landfill, or one of the trucks is stuck at the landfill. We're going to send out a notification through the app saying, hey, we're a little delayed on the route. Just, FYI, or inclement weather, we're going to have a late start date. One of these crazy freezes happens that we've been seeing over the past couple of years. We'll send out those notices there. And if for whatever reason there's God forbid, an accident or anything that holds us up from finishing the route, we'll notify the city. We'll also notify through the app. And if you're, for whatever reason, you can't get you that day in a sticky situation, we're coming back the very next day, first thing in the morning, and you'll be notified through the app.
And I will say, we also have a Facebook page and a LinkedIn page, and we do put out notifications for holidays on those pages as well. So that would be another source of information for y'all as well.
So I do want to reiterate that the billing for the trash service will continue to come on your water. If you're going to discontinue service or set up new service because you've moved to a new home within the city, you'll still do it here on City Hall, or you can do the online application that we have on our website too, but we love seeing you here at City Hall. Don't feel like you have to do it online. So you can always come here for that. So we're going to do questions in just a moment, but when we talk about trash, we recognize from our perspective that we're really dealing with people. We're not necessarily dealing with your trash. It's all about what you need in your home to make it function. And when we're talking about Frontier Waste Solutions, we're really talking about people, and that's the people that serve us. So what we thought we would do is to show you a quick video of some of the people that you're going to be seeing in and around our neighborhoods or talking to on the phone. So Maribel, if you'd like to run the video, thank you.
People think it's just the trash business, it's people driving trash trucks, but it's absolutely more than that.
Frontier is a really unique place because we put together a management team that collectively has literally hundreds of years of experience.
And when you got a bunch of people that work together, it comes together really well. We hire the right people. We really do. We take care of them. We focus on taking care of our people. They focus on taking care of our customers.
It's a good job. Yeah, you're going to work hard. You're going to work long hours. But that's all right. I show up with a smile on my face. I go home with a smile on my face.
We're Texas-based and Texas-proud.
Currently, we're serving over 60 communities in Texas. And the diamond shape of Dallas to Houston to Corpus to San Antonio, that diamond shape inside Texas, where almost 80% of all Texans live, is where we've built our company. A company in Texas serving Texans.
There's not a team working in Texas that has done more work with municipalities than the team that we've assembled here at Frontier.
One of the most proud things with this company is the fact that we have taken very large municipalities that larger companies couldn't hold on to and given them the service that they wanted from the larger company.
We really want to partner with the cities. We definitely pick up the trash, but we want to help sponsor the Little League team. We just really don't want to just be the vendor that's out there, but we're part of the community.
I think that's what makes Frontier.
We are here to keep the community clean. That's what we want to do. We want to better your community. We want to make it litter-free, have a viable answer for solid waste, and operate safely in your community.
Thank you, Maribel. All right, we've done a lot of talking, we put out a lot of information, so now if anybody has a question, we'd be more than happy to answer. Yes, sir.
The waste management carts they were all numbered. Are your carts going to be numbered as well?
Oh, we have serial numbers associated with them. I'll be honest with you, they're more of a manufacturing imprint. When we deploy them out, the company that we're working with they're gonna let us know where they delivered using that serial number, but we're not gonna be policing the streets and saying, hey, you've got the wrong serial number, what's going on here? But,
Well, I want to be able to police mine.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
If mine's missing, I want to be able to know where it is.
I understand.
What we've recommended in the past is, when you're no longer in your house, the cart stays. There's nothing wrong with writing your house address somewhere on your cart, whether it's on the lid or the side. I've seen that throughout the city. Some people don't want to have to see it, so they open up the lid and write it on the inside. And then that way you know what the marks are, you know it's your trash can. Depending on where you live in the city, some of the areas are hilly. And if we have trash out and it doesn't have a lot of waste in it, and it rains, the carts do hydroplane. And so we are looking, everyone's looking around for the carts to see which one is theirs. If you have your address in it, it's pretty good chance it's going to get back to your house.
If for whatever reason something like that happens, or God forbid a neighbor rolls by and steals your car or something like that, let us know, call us, we'll let you know, we'll take care of it.
Okay, speaking about cars that way, if I have neighbors who have, I don't know, but they never see the sun, I think, because they have so many leaves, and then the fall comes. And so they'll have, last week they had 5 bags full. Can they put stuff in mine because I'm single, I'm the only one there. And so there's this much trash in the bottom of that huge thing. And my friends are having to buy bags for their leaves when a lot of those leaves would go in mine, unless it would get one or the other of us in trouble.
So you're talking about the good neighbor policy, and I think a lot of us do that with our neighbors. If you have 1 or 2 people that have a larger need for trash than what the can would do, we allow them to put it in there. And that's a good policy to have. But with your neighbors and their leaves, you have to remember that they are now getting their bulk and brush pickup weekly. There's no reason for them to have to buy a pink tag. There's no reason for them to have to put it in their trash can. They should just bag it out and put it by the curb. But the good neighbor policy is always good. Yes, sir.
On the brush and cuttings of limbs or anything, do they have to be a certain size, or do they have to be wrapped? Do
I'll
they have
repeat
to
it
be?
for everybody. So he's asking, when you put out your trimmings from your trees and from your shrubs, does it need to be a certain size or weight and what?
Sure. So there are some specifics to it,
4 feet.
and it's 4 feet, and then I don't want to give a specific for a diameter, but let's just, if you can't pick it up, we can't pick it up.
So is it going to be picked up mechanically, or is it a person's going to lift it up and put it in, or?
We're going to have people on the back of our trucks physically picking
I see,
that material up. So, if you go out there and you dig up a big oak stump, chances are we're not going to be able to pick that up. But if you do cut it down to the 4 feet, reasonable size, if you can take it to the curb, my guys and gals can service that.
Yeah.
And I also have a question about the household
The hazardous waste.
I got one security alarm battery. Do I just put it out on the curb, or?
The folks there will tell you how to do it. Probably best to put it in like a Ziploc bag, and yeah, they're gonna ask you, put it by your front door, and they'll go get it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's better to put it in a bag by your front door than put it in your trash bag, and then our truck's
Sure,
on fire. So, if you don't mind, can I go back to the brush and bolt question?
Yes, can you talk about contractors?
Yeah, I was gonna mention, so, you know, there's some folks that, this is not this community, but I'll just say there's some communities that we've come across that it's, that trees grow faster there than they do everywhere else, right? And leaves, come back more than they're seasonally supposed to, right? We know, you know, how, you don't just have, you know, 2 trees in your front yard, you have enough to have 8 trees out in the front, right? If you hire a contractor to help you with your services, and I think this is currently part of a requirement here in the city, even with your current service provider, we're not going to take something that's generated by a contractor. Usually when you hire them, they're already built in a disposal fee for themselves to take it to the landfill or a chipping facility. Make sure that they're not walking out and putting the bill on you to do it and saying, hey, you know what, I'm gonna make a little bit extra cushion here for myself on this, you know, whatever they quoted you, they're gonna get $100 extra because they're just gonna leave it at your curb. Make sure they take it away. So it's stuff that is generated by you and your household, limbs that you cut, leaves that you bag yourself and raked up, put it out there. And again, there is a lot of opportunity for it to get away. And we're not going to be out there crazy policing anything, but we're going to have a conversation with him in the city if we see, you know, a place with no trees having a bunch of tree limbs and a bunch of leaves out every week, right? So not saying anybody does that, but if you got a contractor here in town, a friend that cuts trees, let's let them know.
Yes. I'll go back to the battery maker, shameless plug for a Universal City business. A+ Batteries, which is just right here on Pat Booker Road. I take my used batteries in there all the time. They'll take them and dispose of them for you properly as well. You just need to take them in, as Chris said, in a baggie and just say used batteries, and they'll say it's all used, and I say yes, and they'll just get rid of it. Even if you have batteries that have been sitting in your house for a while and you don't know if they are still charged or not, you can take them over there and they'll test them for you.
And
then buy some more batteries.
And fluorescent bulbs, I mean, those are pretty easy to break.
That is part of the HHW solution. So you'll probably they'll ask you to put it in a double bag, something like that. The folks, if you have any questions on there, I mean, I'm not the expert on how to manage and handle that material. They are. So on their website, they'll have all that information. And if you list, they'll ask you to list what material you're trying to get rid of. And if they have any questions or suggestions for you, they'll reach out to you with the number and the email that you provide.
So that app on the screen has all that information? Is that
the app will not? Will have general information on HHW, the Household Hazardous Waste Solutions. But in order to schedule services, you need to reach out to HHW Solutions, the company .com. So.
Yes.
And that'll be in your flyers that you get as we start sending out notifications as well.
Okay.
And this young lady, one more time.
I do have a problem with, I live on Sunrise Canyon by the apartments, and people from the apartments park in front of my house. And, you know, I don't care about that, but on trash day, you know, we do have a problem with that because it's difficult. If I leave at, you know, before the trash gets picked up, and they park their car in the way, do I have any kind of recourse to, you know, get my trash picked up, even though there's one of their cars parked in front of my house?
So obviously they talked about safety, and that's going to be the number one concern. And it's not just Sunrise Canyon. All streets in the city are public property. Anybody can park anywhere. Sometimes when you live in a little more high-density area, you will have more cars. I would guess sometimes if you work with a neighbor, maybe who's a little further down the street, 1 or 2 houses down, and try to put your trash cans there. I've seen that done on other streets that are tighter or that are short and have a cul-de-sac. You'll go, and right when you turn in there, you'll see like 8 trash cans and 8 recycle bins all lined up in front of one person's house, because they know that their street is a problem and they kind of figured it out for themselves, which is great for the trash provider when they come by. It's just choo-choo, choo-choo, and they've done the entire area. So maybe think about talking. I mean, we'll try to monitor it, but it's kind of hard. You know, we can't really tell people where they can and cannot park. Yes, sir.
Now, I need to know how many bags are we allowed to have with leaves outside? I'm talking about contractor bags that you buy at Home Depot. They're larger bags. How many of those are allowed to be picked up on a day on the pickup?
So it fits in within that 4 cubic yards. So imagine that bug that Chris was talking about.
No, but you stack them in a row. I mean,
stack
or
them.
you want them back to back. I mean,
Yeah, just get them as close as possible.
We'll work with the city on trying to get a diagram that maybe a picture that will be reasonable. Well, maybe we'll stage it. We might just do our own fake trash bags out there and do it, and that way it give you a visual. I don't want to give you an answer right now because I don't want it to be wrong, but we can get with you and give you that answer.
Yeah, because sometimes I have like 4, 5, even 6 bags that are large pieces, and if I want to put them out there, I want them to go.
Sure.
I don't want them just sitting there and it rains and it's getting.
I completely understand. Yeah, no, I completely understand. And I would just say in general, I mean, if you're talking about that amount, certainly. What I don't want to say is, look, if you got 1 bag more than what we're generally going to, we're not going to, sir, we're leaving that bag. Not going to happen.
My next question is, let's say because a lot of folks park on either side, and then you have your driveway. If they are full up with cars, can I put my trash cans in the middle of my driveway if I'm not going to be using my driveway?
Yes.
And you guys pick it up?
Yeah, if you feel comfortable doing it, as long as in a safe spot where I have enough clearance or my drivers have enough clearance to have that arm go out and grab the cart. It's up to you where you put your cart.
Is glass recyclable or?
Yes, sir, it is.
What exactly does pet care products include?
Pet care product, he's asking pet care products.
Sure, yeah, so any kind of, I would just say like any kind of, like take shampoos or anything like that, take treatments, anything, medicine.
Yes, Caroline.
Is bulk pickup, does that have to go in trash bags if they're small?
No, ma'am. Well, so when we think of bulk, we think of items that can't fit in your trash can, right? So a mattress, a sofa, a love seat, a refrigerator, a washer and dryer. But if you got some other items that just don't fit in your can, and I'm trying to think of what would be a bunch of books or something.
We get asked about backyard grills.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a grill, I got a new one, I want to get rid of my old one. We get that question a lot. You guys spend a lot of time out in your backyards, which we appreciate.
It would, so for instance, I just mentioned books, and off the top, it would be amazing to not have to pick up 30 individual books by hand. So if you want to bag that, that'd be great. So, yeah. So.
And the other thing I have a friend that she's alone. Is there a possibility that she can get a smaller trash can or bin instead of that big one?
No, all trash cans are the same size, 96. So we see this on certain areas of the city too, where it is just 1 or 2 people living in a household and you don't have that much trash. This is kind of where the good neighbor policy comes in again. I can say on my street, we have 2 households. Only 1 household puts out the trash cans, but both households are using the trash cans. One household never puts out their trash can. They just walk over when their neighbor puts theirs out, they stick it in there, and they share that trash can because they don't have enough to fill it up. So good neighbor policy is good, but unfortunately all trash cans are the same size, 96 gallons.
Is that what Selma's is?
I'm sorry?
Selma's trash cans look a lot shorter than ours.
They're exactly the same size. I'll wheel mine over and you'll see it's exactly the same.
We do their, we do sell them, so they're the same.
This lady.
Do you have to have trash service, or can you use your neighbors? I'm single, so do I have to pay for service?
Yes, every household has to have trash service. And the reason we say that is, well, you're using there and may have a little eventually, you may not be there, or you may have people move in with you, and then you don't have trash service, or the next household needs it. So every household has trash service. Every business in the city has to have trash service.
Two things, just to clarify, the bulk is picked, let's say my day is Monday and Thursday. I put my bulk out for Monday, you pick up the trash barrel and the bulk on Monday?
Depends on, so your trash, if you're Monday, Thursday, yes, your trash will be picked up, but you will potentially have a different service day for bulk. So your bulk day may be on Monday, or it may be on your Thursday as well. So it just kind of depends on where.
I'll know that?
Yes, sir. It'll be, when we deliver your carts, it'll be in that flyer.
Okay.
And I don't know if we're sending other.
Yeah, actually, so one of the postcards that's going to be coming out within the next couple of weeks, we're hoping, we would love to have a kind of a QR scan like you see up here on the screen. You can scan that, and God willing, we'll have a map that if you've maybe already used it here for your current service provider, you can type in your address and it'll show you your service days. So that's what we're hoping to continue on.
So if you go to if you go to the Frontier website and you put in Universal City, it will populate the map of Universal City. You just type in your address. It'll tell you when all your services are. We currently have that on the city website, and we will continue to have that on the city website when the new service starts. So between the app, the website for Frontier, and the website for Universal City, and then the postcard that they're sending out, you will know when your services are going to start. And if you happen to change service because you moved, when you come and make the change in your service, the nice folks that work in the utility billing office will advise you of when your new trash and recycle and bulk pickup days are going to happen.
I'm going to add one more to that. All that list, but then also when you get your new cart, you're going to have this bag that's stuck to your cart there, tied to your cart. You open it up, and it's going to have your service day, and it's going to have a map on the back of it, a color-coded map, and you'll be able to see, hey, I'm in this area. It's going to be greater pink. I'm in the pink section. That's my service day. So,
You said there were 3 days that you don't deliver. If I'm on a Monday, there's a Monday, Thursday, and a Tuesday, Friday. So if I'm on a Monday and that holiday falls, I don't think you're going to be able to pick me up on Tuesday.
Everybody gets pushed one day, not just you.
So I'll get Tuesday, and the Tuesdays will get Wednesday.
Wednesdays, and the Wednesdays will get Thursdays, and the Thursdays will get Friday, on Saturday and Sunday, we won't see a soul.
just those 3 times.
Okay.
3 times a week.
Just to clarify what you said as far, because I know there's a lot of HOAs.
Yes.
And at least my HOA, you have that trash can or something outside, by the next morning, it'll be in the mail, a letter saying that you left your trash can with a little picture saying, see, you have your trash can, you left it overnight, here's it the next morning. So the concern that I have is that you were talking about the old cards and the new ones. I just don't want the HOA sending all kinds of letters saying, oh, well, there's a cart here. How are we doing that? Because you're saying by August 3rd, but what am I using? Because I'm a little confused by that.
So, yes, when we do the transition, we are going to ask you to leave your carts out until you know you've got your Frontier card, and then you're going to start using it on your trash days. We have sent a letter to every HOA in the city, notifying them of the change order. We invited them to come to this meeting this evening. I don't know if you are from a HOA. If you are, we really appreciate it. But we have notified them of the change of service, and they should be aware of that. And if not, I would recommend you take some extra flyers and provide it to your HOA presidents or your HOA management firm. And you are correct. There are some HOAs that you cannot leave your trash cards out past a certain time. That's an HOA rule.
There with their cameras.
Yes, I understand. But yeah, we have plenty of brochures. You can take them, and of course, we've already sent them letters.
So once again, how is that going to work? Because you said July 13th.
So it's going to occur over a 2-week period is our plan. So July 13th, I believe, is a Monday. So our cart vendor is going to come out, and we're going to kind of tell them where to start based on your current service day. So ideally, perfect world, we come out, where they come out, they deliver our cart, and there's gonna be someone right behind them picking up your old carts. And ideally, it will follow the trash collection as well.
And then the event that the old carts are not picked up.
They
When
work
you get
pretty
there,
late,
it'll
yeah.
get picked up.
Okay.
It'll get picked up.
They work typically until the sun goes down, so they usually start at 7 a.m., sometimes 6, and they will work until 8 to sometimes 9 o'clock at night, as long as we're being, if it's safe for them to do so. So we're gonna make every effort to make sure that there's not a lot of extra cars sitting out on the streets.
Yeah, I just want to clarify, so it's not gonna, we're not gonna start July 13th and then like your cart may be sitting out there until August 3rd, not happening. So we're gonna get that pretty done succinctly, and if for whatever reason, look, I don't live in an HOA, thankfully, but sometimes, but.
Our last house we did was this one.
But look, if there's ever an issue on that, call us. I mean, that's why we're here. We understand things happen in the transition. I'll be happy to talk to the HOA president or the management company for you, so.
Yeah, we do have some pretty strong relationships with the majority of the HOA management companies in this area. So part of what we're doing behind the scenes too is I have a different team member that is going to be communicating some of those things to them in the event that they didn't get the notice from the city. So we're gonna do everything that we can from our side to kind of help mitigate some of those potential fines that you may get.
One last thing, I can just download it, so when I do it, just have to put my address.
Yeah, so the way that our app works, so all of the, give you guys some down and dirty info on how we work in the trash industry. So all of your guys' routes and addresses are already preloaded into our routing system, into our database. I have not flipped the switch yet because I don't want too much confusion to kind of come about, but there will be a date and time where I will flip that switch, and we will do our best to notify everybody about that. And then at that time, you'll be able to type in your address and it'll give you a list of all your services. And those are
When you download the app, if it says allow notifications and you push yes, when the app goes live, it will notify you that it is live. And then you can put in your address and the world is yours.
But one thing I want to highlight is that it's just redundancy of information. We know that, it even happens to me sometimes. Oh, I sent you this postcard and I didn't see it, and I'm always looking out for stuff. So you may not see something one way, we're going to put it out in a different way. So what we don't want is anybody to say, man, I didn't have an opportunity to learn about this. I didn't know this was coming. We're in person, we're in the mail, we're online, we're in your phone, we're doing everything we possibly can.
Yes, if I don't want a cart, say I don't want a bulk cart, I don't have a lot of stuff to put in there, you still have to deliver it to?
Yes, this lady just asked that question.
Oh,
Yes, everybody has to have their carts. Because when you're no longer in that home, those carts are for the next people.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Which plastics will you recycle?
We take them all.
Oh,
Yeah. So we work with.
What was the question?
What the question was, what plastics will you take? So we work with end users that have pretty good sourcing material. So I know things used to be very specific, hyper specific, and numbers and everything, and take this lid off and wash it. What we're looking for is clean material, no food. Put it in there. We'll take glass, and we're gonna. As long as you're doing that, we're going to trust that the folks that we're taking to the recycling facility and their great equipment that they're sorting it with is going to be going to the right place.
We have time for one more question. Yes, sir.
Just on your grass clippings and the leaves and stuff, does it matter what type of bag you use?
No, sir. We just asked that it's back. And the reason that we asked that is...
Repeat the question for everybody in the back.
So when it comes to leaves, grass clippings, or just any shrubs that you want to put into a bag, does it matter what kind of bag it goes in? Does it need to be in the brown bags that you get at Lowe's or Home Depot? No. As long as it goes in a bag, we greatly appreciate that. Kind of going back to the original question from your first question, let's just say your neighbors want to go dump some leaves into your cart, Good Neighbor program, just make sure that it's in a bag. Because what we don't want is when our truck lifts it up in the air, catches some wind, and all your hard work goes away and it's blowing all over your neighborhood. So
that is a good point. One issue we do see just industry-wide is people not bagging their trash in general. They just kind of throw it in there, open bag, or just dump the can into the can. That will create a smell. That will bring, flies and things like that. So you bag it, tie it, twist it up, you'll be fine.
No matter how hard we try and how good we are at our job, we can't make trash not smell. Right? And it's gonna happen. So if you can do your part, that helps prevent any, frustration of, oh, this smells bad, or there's bugs and flies and maggots. Bag it up, you won't have that problem.
Well, we really do appreciate everyone coming out this evening. Great questions. It kind of helps us prepare for other questions that people will be asking us. I'm going to guess we're going to get some repeat questions as we move through this process. So you've been very helpful to us as well. We hope this has been informative for you as we go forward and make this big change for the city. And again, we have plenty of flyers, plenty of magnets. We'd be more than happy to hand you a bundle if you will agree to give them to your neighbors so that they have the same information that you have. So thank you, everyone. We appreciate it. And we'll stay around for more questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I need flyers.
You want to go get them? You want to get the one?
I'll get the one.